y'all. So here it is for the finale, PowerBook 2 for Ghost. And we're talking about Tariq at best. Let me get my notes. That's why I'm looking down. Because I promise you, this child, that suit, that Steve Harvey suit did make an appearance. It didn't look as bad when he was walking across campus, and it surely didn't look bad once he was next to his mother, because she was wearing burgundy as well when she was released from MCC, and the guard was still talking mad mess. So I don't like those kind of power struggles. I don't. I will respond and call it petty, call it get back. I don't care. I just feel like that's the process of being equal. Excuse this sound. Let me shut folks down because it's 2 a.m. But anyway, it's like, we're not unequal. What's wrong with you? Here's where we start off. Everett comes in afraid and talking too much. Tariq walks up on the little blondie girl. She's like, class is canceled. You didn't get the email? I'm like, if it was the email went out, why you putting up a sign? But whatever. The professors in my mind should have done it. Everett's the guy who Drew likes and slept with on the basketball team who's not out. So he's still in the closet. And he walks in eager to discuss and talk. I mean, he's nervous, he's shaking. And I guess I'm supposed to give him license to be this afraid at 18 to 20. Look, I'm no street kid. I ain't somebody who has to hustle how they get it. I ain't hardcore. I'm not out here dropping bodies. But I'm not Everett either. Like there is some middle ground between being, I'm an affluent college kid and I'm an athlete, or I'm just an average middle class person who showed up and we ain't about that life, versus the Monet crew, the Tejadas. I am about that life. So it's like, even I wouldn't be that green. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be able to read Professor Milgram's body language, like what she's trying to convey. I've never been the person to read lips. You want me to know something, you got to tell me ahead of time, and you got to be plain. Don't speak in riddles and parables. Jesus would have been eager to kick me out the crew, because I'm like, what? What that mean? But that's me. For what it's worth, Professor Milgram is trying to protect Zeke and realizes Everett is talking too much. Jabari eating it up, honey. He is writing notes. Hell, and at this point, you don't really know if Jabari's doing it to write a book, per se, or if he plans on turning it over to the detective. Because he was real clear about, no, we're not going to, go through this kid roster to do your job. And you're going to stop trying to choose these children as the individuals who are at fault here. So go someplace else. Y'all ain't learned nothing else from George Floyd and your bad policing. But Milgram plays it like she's letting Jabari run the show. Because he comes up with the idea of not turning over the information just yet. She's convinced Everett by insinuating, but you were really drunk. How many drinks did you say you had? 6 to 7? Look, I don't know what drinks get you drunk and how many you need to have to get drunk, but I know this much. This dude recanted half of it, but not in a convincing way. Kids already lie, but that wasn't even a good kid lie. Anyway, Zeke is freaking out. They walk out. Jabari and Professor Milgram walk out of the room where they just finished questioning Everett, and he's nervous. Jabari's watching all this body language. And of course he has questions like the rest of us, because Zeke then grabs Professor Milgram from the side. Like, y'all, I taught at the university level. Now, I will tell anyone it was only 1 year. I was considered adjunct professor. That's it. But I know this much. Even as a student, and I'm Southern, super Southern, meaning I touch. I don't hug without permission, but I hit you on your arm, things like that. I ain't never did it to no professor. So it's like, Z, yo, you gonna blow everybody's cover. I know you want to be a couple. I know you want to be out there. I know you even worried. But dude, really? Then she's wearing some come get it dress. Let's throw some real Beyonce back, Beyonce. I actually like this song by Beyonce. Get Me Body. This is that freakum dress. The cutout is over here on one side with the waist and the hip ratio. The cutout is on the other side under the boob. I'm like, yo, my girl, I know you in college. I know you got, clearly you have tenure, because you wouldn't wear that if you don't have tenure. But is that really the look we want? Okay. I know these are supposed to be non-street kids. I already talked about that. But yo, they just talk too much, even for me. Non-street kids are not. Now, I do believe Zeke sees it for what it is. He's been kept out of that life on purpose. He also sees it as no league team will want to touch him associated with a murder. He's right for PR purposes. Yeah, he ain't wrong. But come on, we see, and I guess this is where we can distinguish NFL, NBA, a little different. Color, a little different. Because we've seen it with Ray and a few others where domestic violence impacts some football players, whereas Ben, out of Chicago, they go right on to work like nothing ever happened and no one cares. But hey, it's always about as long as you're winning once we remove race. Or race can elevate you over the concept of you're going to be held accountable. Well, not if you're winning, but if you lose it in a streak or on a bad team, yeah, we're going to hold you real accountable. With that, are they trying to convey what it's like being under the rule of one woman in life? Here's why I asked this question. Monet and the way she runs her family, it seems unreal to me. Hell, if you actually talk to my family, they'll probably be like, girl, you worse than Monet. I don't think so, and I ain't got money on the line like Monet, nor dope, nor am I in that life, but man, y'all, these kids, look, I know for some parents, you never grow up in their eyes, you're always their kid, they can't see you as the adult making decisions. I'm grateful I was given some room for these kind of things, but I'm confused, like, yo, Drew uses Monet to get Kane off his, if Monet catch you here, it's a hospital. You're his brother. And if Monet does catch you here, we gonna sit, we gonna smile, we gonna get through it. There are people who are not allowed. Even when my daddy died, I'm like, yeah, no, I don't want them at this funeral. Had they shown up, I'm not working the door. It'd be nice to make sure, the brothers who did honored my request. But if they didn't, I'm not going to cause a scene. I would, now I really wouldn't. But then maybe, but I wasn't looking to cause one. Like, it is what it is. We'll handle it after this. So I'm just confused by that. Drop in the comments if you can. Let me know. What is it with Monet running the show? Are they trying? I see this as two parts. Maybe they're trying to set the fertile soil for she really is in charge with the father out the picture because he's in lockup. And she's not really stepping into that. Or that everybody else has this innate fear of her because he is in lockup and she's running the show, but she just doesn't really own it like that. I don't know. Because in some points, I feel like she really does. I skipped a little bit where we go with Monet. Her security goes to meet the Connect. And it's your boy from Atlanta. I really like him. I know they advertised him, but they made it seem like in the news he was coming on the show as a regular. Instead, he eating, smacking, talking real country. And I was like, yeah, I still like him. Because he brings that energy. It's like P-Valley. If you ever want to know what, these may be humdrum reviews, check my P-Valley reviews. It is so heartwarming to me when I hear accents that I grew up with. When I see that lifestyle, I know. Because coming from the Deep South, is portrayed one way. Like right now, it's always about Atlanta. And folks even assume Miami, that's the South. No, that's different. Miami is Miami. There are southern parts of Miami once you cross the bridge. And once I got to know that, like what Trick Daddy's Sunday dinner place is, that's the blackness I know. And that's heartwarming for me. Otherwise, like that East Coast stuff, whatever. I don't really know it like that. New Orleans to me is even more East Coast than it is West Coast or Southern for the most part. But it is a global city, meaning we have the history there that gets you over a bit of everything. So back to the point of she goes to meet him. She drops off this money. He was like, yeah, it's no better than having a woman with money. He makes some overt moves to want to sleep with her if she's available. But he's going to go elsewhere. She ultimately pulls the gun on him and kills him. She shot him one in the... I like that shot. She should have kept that. She shot him again in the other shoulder. And then she ultimately took him out. Took out his security. And then he did complain, which I do like, man, these be some little dudes, like thin dudes, they heavy. Like, yo, dead weight is dead weight, bro. It is hard. I can tell you that, not because I'm about that life. Had a grandmother who got sick and fell, and it was a whole nother story. And I was like, ooh, let me go to get a man. So when you in that gym and you lifting dead weight, I do believe it activates the glutes. Sadly, it don't activate my glutes. With that, we go to find out Drew is talking to Kane. Kane is spiraling. He's thankful. I'm thankful. Drew picked up on Kane has killed Detective Ramirez. because he keeping his name in his mouth too much. He's still bringing up Tariq as an issue for the family. He doesn't see his own mess up in none of this. Drew warns him, you need to go and go for Monet and them come back. And he was like, I'm at the family with you too? You like Monet and Tiana? And he's like, yo, last week you just finished telling me if I ain't with you, I'm against you. I'm with Kane. You're my brother. I'm going to say that. Yeah, I'm sure I've said that to less people. But at the end of the day, that's what we do. Like, I was baffled. Like, have they never had a fight? Maybe the stakes is supposed to be greater and higher here, and I'm supposed to play along. But, yeah, if you have brothers and sisters, you know. Especially when you got multiples and some of them click up together and then leave you over here. You got to really fight 2 against 1 or 4 against 1. It gets old. Detective Santana just knocks and enters Professor Jabari's place as he's meeting with the students to read. This is where I felt like, yo, this ain't even credible. The blackness in me won't even allow. You can't knock and walk in. And that's number 1. You knock, you wait. I give you permission to enter. Number 2, whatever happened to FERPA and student rights? Jabari is not an agent of the police station. So we don't just get the Trump student rights. Like, you can't even give parents information on grades. Let a whole cop walk in while the child talking to you. And of course, the town looking Tariq up and down like, yeah, I'm gonna remember your face. I'm gonna know who you is. Jabari asking all kinds of questions now. Ultimately offers Tariq the chance of a lifetime, which is, I'll pay you for your story. Tell me the rest of what it is, and then I'll pay you. You don't have to, Tariq is like, I don't need to think about it. But he also outs himself that he's been following Tariq because he asked Tariq who's Zeke's cousin. Tariq swears he doesn't know. He has no idea. He ain't trying to find out. Yeah. And I'm just like, okay, he knows you're lying. He has photos of it. He's outed him. Jabari has outed himself as knowing you're lying. So where are we going with this? We do find out they did a good job of highlighting where they go next. So it's at 12 minutes already. I'm trying to speed up so we can get to Tasha goes to see Monet. Because like she told Tariq, don't worry about Monet and getting out. I'll take care of that. I'm still your mama. She does try to approach her as a mother. And I'm glad she had a retort for everything Monet had, which was, you know what? This may be the game, but this is my child. Yeah, the child you made these decisions, and here we are. So she threw it back at Monet like the way Cain went to go kill Tariq without your permission. I guess you made him like that too. I was like, ooh. It was respectful. It got down. Then they started shooting up the place. And I was shocked when Tasha was shocked. Like, what you got me into kind of thing. Okay, really? She moves real weight. Her security comes up dead. The one who helped her at the hit with the connect. So Tasha actually went to the window, and I'm glad she did once the shooting stopped. And she sees what we all presume to be Tommy's blue Mustang back in, driving off fast. So he did a drive-by. He was following Tasha. She didn't admit who it was and what it was going on. She let Monet believe what she believed. Monet went to go see husband and lock up. Tejada's like, look, that's what happens when you kill the connect. I need you to think these things through. You want to pay him and thank him for the privilege of shooting my son? I agree with Monet on that one, but her husband had a valid point. You need Cain. Yeah, anytime you go into situations like this, I'm going to be the first one to say you need that hammer. The one who has nothing to lose and is ready to lose it all, because it's a different principle and a different vibe for them. And it is really more about shoot, and I'm not going to think. You crossed this line. You violated this principle. Now this is the recourse. Simple as that. She don't want to get Cain involved under no conditions. He's like, and you got rid of Cain under that condition. That's what it qualified for that time. Now you need Cain back because now it qualifies for this time. He has some good comebacks. I'll give you that. Give you that. Anyway, she goes by Cain's place. Of course, they want to catch him having sex. She kicks in the door, tells the girl get gone. Then she rushes her. I'm like, ma'am. You came in my place, or you, even if it is Cain's place. I ain't trying to be disrespectful, but baby, she put them panties on a little faster than I ever could. Let me just say that. With that being said, she talks to Cain and she's like, I told you, I'm gonna put you down myself. You do something else. She's looking confused. This whole episode, we've been like, where is Ramirez? Excuse me, y'all. I was finna get ready to slur that. And she notices Cain uses past tense. We don't even need him like that. La la la. He brings up Tariq. You should understand he's a snitch. He's this, he's that. But I'm here trying to handle the business, and you should understand these things because this is what's going on, right? Well, I think it's hilarious that she didn't shoot him. She didn't ask him back to come play defense and protection for the family, but she made it known she wasn't happy. And I really, y'all, look, I feel some kind of way about that. As a parent, like, how do you say these things? Is he more of your partner in the world, or is he your child? Where are we blurring these lines? Because these are some harsh words to put out there for a child who consistently hears, you don't think, you're stupid, you're not thinking this through. Yo. Yep, he may be 23, 20. Let's even give him 27, a grown man. But clearly he operates not as his numerical age, but as a mental age of 15, 16 at best. And that may also be a part of who he is in terms of the relationship he has with his parent. But we can see it, go across other areas in the show. So, yeah, it's unfortunate he doesn't think things through. But everybody calls him out on it in the most blunt, vicious way. May not be intentionally nefarious, but it's hurtful. Even I identify this, and I think I'm pretty blunt. And I can offend people, even when I'm not trying. So back to my point of, like, this whole family needs therapy. Y'all can sell dope and kill people without talking to each other like this. That's all I'm saying. Either way, Tariq goes to Tommy. He's sitting on Tommy's Mustang because he told Tasha, I'm going to handle this. Tasha wasn't trying to hear. He was like, haven't I always taken care of these things? And I get it. That was his, mom, just let me grow up moment. And she had to see it for what it was. Like, all right, I'm going to let the man take care of these things, and I'm going to try not to stress about it. And boom, we see Tommy coming out the door talking to none other than Cash. I was like, man, I almost thought he killed Keisha for a minute. I had to remind myself, baby, because let me tell you who ain't confused and lost. Tommy. He has a hit list. Tommy has a plan of action. All I know is I don't know what day Tasha got released. But if you ask me, if that was 72 hours, Tommy was on the West Coast. What he drove? All the way from LA to New York without going to sleep? But I know Tommy can do a lot of things, and I know he loves some coke. But even Tommy needs sleep, coked up, driving across America. I'm going to tell you that. Even the best truck driver be like, the best truck driver will say, yeah, no, this ain't realistic. So here it is. Tariq offers Tommy, look, what if I can get you a plan of action where ain't nobody got to lose out here and we all come out on top? You ain't got to kill my mom. Look, Tommy gave a list of, look, she did this, she did that. She got to go. It ain't even just about her testifying against me. And she killed Keisha. Oh, my Lord, Tommy. I thought Tariq was going to offer the man the opportunity to be Monet's connect. And that's how he was going to keep... Look, Tommy is all for making money. He really is. Not in a way that Ghost would be. But he was like, don't call me Uncle Tom. Don't call me that no more. Tommy called Tariq out on killing his daddy. Tommy called Tariq out on misplaced loyalty. Tommy called Tariq out on not understanding this whole system. And I guess this is maybe the opportunity for Tommy to see Tariq grow and be in the system with him, meaning in this industry of, I understand this street life a little better than you think. I may not push weight like you, but I've learned, and this is what it is. And it takes me back to when, let me not jump ahead. So let me finish reading out what Tommy has to go. Tommy got a hit list and he's focused. Ghost was always dismissive of Tommy, but Tommy understands the streets and how hearing Tariq out can make a difference. Because he didn't listen. He said, you got 2 minutes. It didn't go the way I thought, so I'm jumping ahead. At the end of the day, this is what I figured. He'll make a point to offer Monet Tommy as a connect, take Jabari's offer, save Tasha, and move with witness protection, and they'll send them to no man's land, Arizona. I think it's so funny on every TV show, they always tell me sending folks to no place, Arizona for witness protection. Child, you know what? I'll take Arizona, because sometimes they do have hillbilly Georgia. Which is nobody from New York may think of me, but everybody around here, I stick out like a sore thumb. So, I don't know. TV. The fact that Sax, we jump to, people talking on the phone, Tasha's part of the plan. She talks, okay, understood. Sax is now excited. He's having sex with somebody, and the girl's like, oh, I thought the only way you even got sex was through pity. Hell, I laughed. That's how they portray him. Even when Tariq was in court handling him, and mismanaging thing, and the DNC head kicked your judge out her own chambers with the threat of moving to Utica, and that's her room. Y'all, we got professional responsibilities, lawyer regulations. Even judges have a second tier. But I think the good fight covered this really well. Like, yeah, there are written rules and established groups, but there are people with money who really control the legal system in a whole nother way. And it's like, you know what? We talk about the Illuminati. That's what folks should be talking about. How people with money control the legal system in a whole nother way. So, Jabari meets with Tariq. Kane shows up, sees the exchange of money from Jabari to Tariq, takes it as Jabari questioned Tariq. I only have one question. Tariq, I gotta go meet my mom. Just one question. Who killed the boy at the pool? Pow, pow, pow. Kane immediately shoots Jabari right in the stomach. One time he's bleeding out. He's like, I knew he was a snitch. And that's how you understood Uncle Frank was a rat, because rats know rats. Here we go. Tariq got to be able to put his Bengali moves and be able to process for this young man how to think. Think about it. I'm dead, the professor dead. From your cousin's school. Monet's going to figure out it was you. She going to put you down. Number 2, you're going to draw heat on Zeke, who's supposed to go to the pros. Number 3, you're not thinking this through. He wasn't ugly about or vicious about it like other people were in the family, but he did process it for him. He was like, look, that's the gun you used to kill Ramirez? How you know about that? So anyway, he's like, look, I'll use that gun. I'll take care of this. You'll do this. You'll do that. Tariq had a game plan that moved pretty expeditiously, if you ask me. Jabari's begging for his life. And he's like, you know, you're not a bad kid. You're just in a bad situation. Tariq's like, you don't know me. And he said, I killed my daddy for this reason, to protect my mom. I killed my best friend to protect my family. You think I won't kill you to protect my family and my mother? Blah, 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 blah. You had to keep asking all these questions. It made no sense. Why you was following me? And he's basically laying it out like, you got yourself killed. I agree. Sorry. Like, you ain't got to like it. You can call him a monster if you want. But at the end of the day, Jabari, you may not know these rules, but we all understand these rules. You can't be this kind of direct and you following folks. You could. Now, I think he could have gotten out of this by saying, I thought you were sleeping with Professor Milgram. I wasn't following you to just be involved. That kind of situation. And it's unfortunate Kane caught him. Because Kane don't care. Somebody gotta die. It's like Kanan and Kane is just one of the same. And it's like, how do you get to this other side of the coin? Like, is Kanan the younger version of Kane? Kane the younger version of Kanan. Excuse me for all the flubs tonight, but I'm watching the clock. I didn't want to make this super long, but it was a lot to process if you think about it in terms of a finale. And we gotta wait, another 9 to 10 months for another season. But you can see the shift in this season and how this finale unraveled, that the old rules will no longer apply. Although Tommy calls out Tariq for being like Ghost and like, yeah, you acting a lot like him. You can see now they're making it real clear this ain't Ghost. Tariq is moving with other rules and other ambitions. So let's move along. Tariq kills Jabari, explains it all to him. Kane watches with a smile. I guess he's somewhat content. I don't know. I can't wait to see how they're going to work this out with Monet. I'm assuming that's how Tariq's going to bring Kane back into the fold. They're going to have street soldiers, and they're going to still be able to run the app. Because if nothing else, he's already checked in with Braden and asked, hey, if I can't, maybe you can run the app for me. Because Braden is serious. He's like, no pressure, but I know I'm good at this, and I want to continue doing this. I respect that. I don't need you to saying, hey, let's go sell dope. But when you find what you're good at, it is hard to shake that. It's like that calling showed up and you just wake up and you're alive. And you're like, yes, this is what I should have been doing all these years. Don't let me waste my time doing anything else. Anyway. At this point, we get to see Tasha in the car, and of all people, Sax is in the back seat. She's supposed to be running errands, I guess, to set a trap for Tommy. But all I could think was, like Sax says, while you sitting here, that's going to spook Tommy. He going to bounce, right? That bothered me because later on, Sax does something that just nobody would do in any law enforcement. We weren't even talking about, why is Sax in the back seat? There is no standard operating procedure that would have allowed that. I just can't see it. Not unless you're on some special elite force with the FBI, CIA kind of situation. But just on regular ADA off the USA, AUSAs don't do this. Now, it's just like, what? No. Anyway, I do trust Tommy when he told Tariq, I want all that smoke. Like, in order to chase down and kill Tasha, he's fine. Like, and that's what I can respect about Tommy. He doesn't want the easy win. He doesn't want the solo battle. He's good with a challenge. He's ready for all the battles that lead to the big war because he wants to be able to say, okay, that was a clean kill and I earned that. You know what I mean? It wasn't something I just walked into and viciously occurred. And I can respect that. Back to Sax in the back seat. Tommy finally rolls up across the street from Tasha. She noticed him, asks what to do. He's like, just drive. So Tommy starts following her. He's like, once you get past his stop sign, speed off. But by the time she sped off, Sax sat up and looked. Tommy noticed, oh, we got somebody with us. And we got new friends. So he's noticing all the cop cars, unmarked, Chargers, black. So it's like, okay, you know what? Come on, y'all. And he takes them on the chase. Ultimately, Tommy crashes his mother's stolen BMW, sorry, not Benz, into something and it incinerates, starts a fire. Sax tries to run in and save him. The other agents, cops are like, no, you're going to kill yourself. So it was a setup. They did all that so the feds would stop looking for Tommy. Tommy calls Tariq like, yo, did it work? Yeah, because my back molars, they better work for me missing my back molars. Tariq tries to get an understanding with Tommy. Everything's done. My mom and I are still. He's like, you sure y'all still leaving? Yep, we leaving. Now we cut to Tasha at the gravesite of her child with her purse and her suitcase. Y'all, I'm baffled. I'm befuddled. I'm dumbfounded and confused. Who goes to the gravesite with a purse and a suitcase like they ain't got a car? Help me see that, because I can't see it. I can't. It's too obvious. Tariq rolls up on Tasha while she's talking to not Yaz, because Yasmin is the youngest girl. What's the Raina is the middle child. And Tommy is in the graveyard, creeping around headstones, finna get ready to take a hit on Tasha. Tariq had already made a phone call. Tommy rolls up, started talking to him. Like, he was like, Tariq, I knew you wasn't gonna let it go. You always hold on to grudges, Uncle Tommy. Well, if you know that, then you know she gotta go. And I'm with him. Like, it clearly wasn't enough for you to fake his death to get the feds off his tail. He wants blood. He wants Tasha gone. Monet rolls up with a gun in Tommy's back, talking mad. I'm sorry, I jumped ahead. The feds roll up with Tasha. We gotta go. Tommy has not appeared yet. Tasha's like, I need 1 minute to talk to my son. It was a tearjerker because I can only imagine. I know he may be a child who's an adult now, but let's be real. He's a freshman in college. It's one thing when your children leave on a plan that you like settle with and you have time to prepare for. It's another thing when Tasha had just made the decision. Yasmin gonna stay behind in New York with Big Mama, and her and Tariq are gonna go into witness protection. So he was like, no, I'm gonna stay. You're gonna go, and I'm gonna keep you safe this way. As they load her up in the car, drive off, then Tommy pops up. And that's when Tariq goes, I knew you couldn't let it go. This is what I'm talking about. So Monet was the call that Tariq made, or maybe not, but I trust it was. And they show up. Monet shows up with a gun to Tommy's back. And he was like, who the fuck got the balls to pull a gun on me? I love the line, you don't need no balls. That's right, you don't. So I'm hoping now we're starting to see Monet come full circle with the speech from Tasha, others who are impacted by her and how she runs the kingdom. That, you're in a man's world. You got a husband to report to and all this other stuff. But at the end of the day, you don't need no balls to do this. Just need an upper hand. And she had it. Her point in talking to Tommy, though, was real clear. Nigga, I don't know you. And I ain't got to never know you. I know you took down my mans. And the only reason why you still breathing is because of this little dude right here. Now that I understood. And I wish they would have played it out just a little bit more. So, of course, Diana pulls up driving, parked the car across on the road with her brother in the back seat. And, Tommy makes it known to Tariq, no, you need to go and do what you got to do now, bruh, because I'm going to keep coming for your mama. I'm going to find her. And he's like, no, that's why I'm keeping her safe by keeping her far away from here. And so he goes into this, monologue of how much Tariq is like his daddy. Monet figures out, oh, so you did kill your father. Okay. Now, I can't wait to see how that plays out later on. Because, we always got Kane in Monet's and everybody else's ear that Tariq is the problem. I'm talking as much as the show is. I hope you enjoy this. If you're still with me, I know most of y'all click out at 19 minutes, but here's the thing I have questions on. You let me know. What you see for Tariq? Is he running the show? How does Braid move in? Is they gonna be the new Ghost and Tommy? Black and white, the cookie situation, in New York. Does Tariq ultimately choose Deanna because she knows his lifestyle, or does he stay away from it because it could be too problematic, like Tasha and James? And ultimately, you may want to leave this lifestyle, and one of y'all may not ever want to drop it. Drew looks like he finna be the new head, the go-to. Monet, who's gonna be your new distributor? Who's the connect now? How you pushing this when y'all ain't got no street soldiers? Is Kane back? She didn't put him down when she was in his house. She walked off pissed. She didn't shoot him, but he still got issues and anger. Ramirez is already floating somewhere in the lake or a little bitty bayou. I hate to say bayou because I know they don't say bayous like that, so I'll say maybe a pond at any rate. Your boy Kane took his cell phone off of him, got rid of the chip as well. We know the Tejadas is still going to move their way. Zeke's still sleeping with Professor Milgram. And that's how she was able to calm him down and buy some time by sleeping with him. And he was ready for round 2 before the show ended. He hates that he ever got Tariq involved in the family, but acts like he blamed Tariq. Monet don't tell you everything she do. She tell you what she needs you to know. And that's your choice. I told you not to get involved with my family. But here he is. Tariq made good on him owing Monet with the money he took off Jabari. Meaning when Jabari paid him for his story, he turned it over to Monet. Like, we good? Yeah, we good. For now, I don't know what to expect. Tommy was let go. He was not murdered. Even I wouldn't trust that on a lamb. But hey, season 2, we were told by Courtney Kemp in the after story, everything Tariq did from season 1 will come home to roost in season 2. I will say I'm glad it picked up episodes 6 through 10. I look forward to season 2. It's picking up the real steam I look forward to. And it was a worthwhile watch tonight. Let me know what your thoughts